Exception Forecast in BMC AMI Database Advisor for IMS. Before we talk about the amazing features of Exception Forecast in BMC AMI Database Advisor for IMS, let's first understand the role of databases in business. Databases are the lifeblood of any business. They power everything, from customer transactions to the internal analytics and reporting. But what happens when the database starts to struggle? It's not always immediately obvious. A slow query here, a slight delay there, and suddenly, everything feels just a little off. The problem is, these small issues can quickly snowball into bigger, more costly disruptions. Maybe it's a spike in transaction volume. Maybe the database storage is reaching its limit, or perhaps some unforeseen performance bottlenecks are affecting critical processes. Regardless, when the database starts to struggle, the entire organization can feel the effects. Slowdowns or outages in the database can lead to frustrated customers, lost revenue, and productivity bottlenecks. And in many cases, by the time the issue is identified, it's already too late to fully mitigate the damage. The recovery process can be costly and time-consuming. All of this means one thing: downtime is expensive. Not just in terms of lost business, but also in the increased pressure on the team working to fix the issue as quickly as possible. It's reactive, stressful, and inefficient. So, how do we prevent these surprises from happening? How do we stay ahead of potential database problems before they disrupt our business? What if we could predict potential issues before they even arise? What if we had the power to anticipate, plan, and act in advance, rather than react when it's already too late? BMC AMI Database Advisor for IMS provides this unique feature called Exception Forecast to predict the health of an IMS database in advance. It collects the IMS database's statistics on a regular interval and generates the exception forecast list on the basis of defined thresholds. Forecasting can be done on a future date range. Now, let's talk about the benefits that Exception Forecast provides. With the power of predicting the issues in future before they actually happen, Exception Forecast helps you plan your action in advance and thus prevents issues from turning into crisis. With Exception Forecast, the risk of downtime is reduced by addressing performance issues proactively. We can make adjustments on our own terms, without scrambling in response to unexpected failures. Not only does Exception Forecast save you from costly downtime, but it also helps optimize your IT spending. By predicting future needs, we can allocate resources more efficiently, avoiding over-provisioning and unnecessary expenditures. Now, let's walk through the product features step by step using web-based screens. Log into the BMC AMI Command Center for IMS using your TSO user ID and password. Select Database Advisor for IMS. Once selected, you will be directed to the Database Advisor dashboard. Next, select a database group. It will display a list of databases which belongs to the selected database group. Next, select a database for which you want to generate the exception forecast list. Once selected, select Exception Forecast option present in the Exceptions box under the Quick Access menu. Next, select Forecast Start and End Date. You can also select here the lowest level of exception status, which you want to be generated for your database. Once selected, click on the Exception Forecast button at the bottom. Exception Forecast list for the selected database gets generated. Now, we can see the exceptions that may occur in future and can plan our maintenance well in advance to minimize the outage. Thank you for watching.